This video will work through problem 13.5 from Gapenski's Healthcare Finance, 6th edition. Okay, in this problem, we're going to calculate we're going to calculate required rate of return on equity a couple of different ways, and then we'll calculate the corporate cost of capital. So the first one starts with the discounted cash flow way of estimating required rate or method for calculating required rate of return on equity. So what is that formula? Well, it is the required rate of return on equity is equal to the expected dividend at time one divided by the price at P0 or today plus the expected growth rate. And so in this case, we are given, instead of D1, we're given D0. So ED1 is equal to D0 times times 1 plus EG, right? And so we're given D0 is $2 and EG is the expected growth rate. Let's see. The expected growth rate is 7%. Okay, I just couldn't see that. All right. So 2 times 1.07 gives us 2.14. Should have been able to do that one in my head. It's been a long day and I'm getting tired. Okay, so now we can take the 2.14 and plug it into the formula for ED1. So we have 2.14. P0 we're given as being 23. And then, as I said, EG is given as 7%. So we take 2.14 divided by 23 gives us 0.093 and some change plus 0.07 gives us 16.3%. Not dollars. I'm wanting to give that dollars. Okay, so that is using the DCF model, right? 16.3%. Then it says, hey, let's do CAPM. Okay, so CAPM, the security market line formula says RRE equals the risk-free rate plus the risk premium on the market, which is the required rate of return on the market, minus the risk-free rate times the beta of the firm. So they give us some proxies. Let's see. So first of all, I want the risk-free rate and say, okay, 20-year T-bonds are currently trading at 9%. So we're going to use 9% as our risk-free rate, the required rate of return on the market. So we're looking for some sort of proxy for the market return, and the expected rate of return on the market as reported by a large financial services firm is 13%. So 13 minus 9 times the beta, and they give us the beta coefficient is 1.6. So then it's just 13 minus 9 is 4 times 4 times 1.6 gives us 6.4 plus 9 gives us 15.4. And then finally, it asks us, all right, which one should we use? Or what should we use as a, not which one, but what should we use as our final estimate? And as I said to my students in class, if you've got two answers and no reason to prefer one over the other, then simply average the two. So 15.4 plus 16.3 divided by 2 gives us an average of 15.8. That's really not a great method, but literally if But if you have no reason to go one way or the other, then you take the average. All right. And then part D says, what's the corporate cost of capital? So the corporate cost of capital, remember, is the weight of debt times the required rate of return on debt times 1 minus the tax rate plus the weight of equity times the required rate of return on equity. So, and these are, the weights are just the relative percentages. And so your problem says the weights are 50%. Okay, so that's going to make it easy. 50%. The required rate of return on debt, according to the problem, is going to be 10%. The tax rate is 40%, so 1 minus 0.4. Now, if the weight of debt is 50%, then the weight of equity is 50%. And then the required rate of return on equity, we're going to use our 15.8. And so working that out, 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. 0.6 times 10 is 6. 0.5 times 6 is 3. Plus half of 15.8 is 7.9. So the corporate cost of capital should be 10.9%. And so that finishes D.